Welcome to Mindfulness with Roop, the Bellwether series. I'm your host, Rupender Malia. And today I have a special guest with me, Mr. Fatha Khan from Bangalore. He is a mid career transformational coach, author, founder, and CEO of CariPath International Academy. He is the founder and host of Dream Career Talk Show. He's been into the industry of transformational coaching from the last many years. He's been guiding IT professionals to become more confident communicators and thought leaders for creating an impact into their industry. Thank you so much, Mr. Khan, for joining me today for this talk.
Thank you, Rupinder, for inviting me here. It's my pleasure to be on your talk show so that we can
Yeah,
share some knowledge together.
we are TEDx buddies also.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll directly start with like your story. Like, was it inborn, this passion for communication, or did you build it like with the years?
Okay. Of course, since it's a skill, right? It took time for me, and
Hmm.
this was one of the big challenge, if you ask me, like communication that I had right from my childhood days. But yes, I was passionate. I still recall getting on that small stage in my school because I did not come from any big school like an ICSE or CBSE. I
Okay.
studied in a small school, and that stage was like three steps you climb, and that's
Okay.
your stage. And that's
Mhm.
where I was passionate about getting on that stage, public speaking, right from my childhood days. But I was not good at communication. So
Mhm.
whenever I went on that stage, every time when I got down from the stage, people would make fun of me, people would laugh at me, including my friends as well at school. And that used to make me feel bad, but still I continued doing that because that was something which used to give me a lot of happiness. So I used to go back to the stage. But yes, at that time for me, communication was very poor, and I felt like speaking loudly, right, shouting, screaming, and then reading out that newspaper is effective communication. But yes, I enjoyed doing that, though I was bullied and then I was made fun of because of my poor communication skills.
It's actually amazing that like majority would give up under those scenario or circumstances, but you actually took it as a challenge. I want you to like elaborate that a little for the young listeners. That like what motivated you?
Okay, what motivated me was the love for that public speaking, right? Whenever I went on that stage, I used to feel great, right? I used to enjoy being in that stage. It was more about reading newspaper early in the morning, right? And I recall whenever there used to be this, teachers used to ask in the classroom, who want to volunteer for tomorrow? None of them used to volunteer, and I was there every single day raising my hand, and I would say, ma'am, me, right? And
Yeah.
then I would get the chance because not many are volunteering, so most of the
Mhm.
times I used to get the chance. And
Hmm.
I realized, like, if you love something, if you have to like keep doing that again and again, and if you are enjoying doing that, don't care for people. I know there
Mhm.
were my own friends making fun of me, there were students making fun of me, but I realized this is something I love. So they don't understand my emotions or how I am
Mhm.
attached to public speaking or communication. So
Mhm.
I keep continuing to do because nobody is perfect, right?
Yeah.
I can't look at, okay, whether I'm great at doing that or whether I'm good at doing that. I don't care, but I love doing that. So that's something that motivated me to get on that stage again and again, irrespective of people making fun of me, because
Hmm.
I believe everyone do not understand you, right?
Hmm.
And you don't really have to be for everyone, make everyone happy in your life. If you are happy doing certain thing, go keep doing that. Don't care what the world is talking about you or thinking about you. So
Mhm.
that thought process actually kept me uh, going on that stage and again. And it took long time for me, honestly, in terms of improving my communication skills. But then as long as I enjoyed that process, I was happy with that.
Mm-hmm. So, like, it really makes sense when you say that, like, you need to love what you are doing. And do you think, like, from your personal experience also, that schooling plays an important role in that?
Yeah, of course. I think it plays a very important role because during that time, since our maturity level is less, right, and we expect our friends to actually appreciate us, acknowledge us. We expect our teachers to acknowledge and appreciate us. So there is a lot of validation we are looking for, there is a lot of support we are looking for. And at that time our brain is also growing, right? So any
Mhm.
incident that happens can either put you down or can push you up in your life. So it's very important during those schooling days that there should be somebody who believes in you, who supports you, right,
Mhm.
along with that one person, that is yourself, right? And it is very important for you to be your own supporter, because
Mhm.
if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't support yourself, or if you don't stand for yourself, there would nobody standing for you. But yes, it would be great if there is some teacher or some friend who is also there as your supporter. It gives a big motivation. But
Mhm.
yes, that time period of our life, the schooling, plays a very important role in the way we shape up in our careers, in our passion, and whatever we do in our life.
Mhm. So it brought a change in the way you used to communicate and you motivated yourself. And then when did you decide, or what drove you towards this field of transformational coaching? When did you decide, and how, like what drove you that you need to now bring a change in others also?
Okay. So there was pain that was in my life at certain stages, right? When I recall my first job after doing my engineering with high grades, I did my engineering in computer science, first class with distinction. But I was not able to crack any interview in IT because my confidence was less. I had low self image issues, right? And I was not able to crack that. And I realized I'm not fit for IT. So why not try call center? Right. So
Hmm.
I tried call center, got into the first job, and then I was thrown out of the call center within less than 2 months because of my poor communication skills. Right.
Hmm.
So those are some of the pains time to time I had even in my career and all. But one big pain or the shift that happened in my life is an incident which shook me, right? When I was in a very good state in my life, in terms of I was in a good job, right, traveling places, had house, car, good money, everything was there. But this incident, when one day I was like with my dad talking something to him, we were having some good time there, and then in few minutes I just came out of the room, and in the couple of minutes when I enter into the room, I just see him struggle to breathe, and then he's no more. And that made me realize that life is so short. And I realized whatever I'm doing is only for myself, right? What am I doing to society? What am I doing to help others? Are my skills and other things helping others? And that made me realize whatever my dad used to talk all the time about transformation. Used to always say that education is the weapon which can transform the world. I thought, why not me take up from there and start
Hmm.
helping people? So it started with that thought of taking his mission forward. And then that's where I started going to initially to remote schools and supporting those underprivileged kids with their education, with career guidance. And over a period of time, realized that few of the pains that I had, which grew, were during in my corporate journey, again
Hmm.
because of my communication, confidence, and all. And
Hmm.
that's when I realized that these people need support, because
Hmm.
now they are not individuals, right? Especially the mid careers whom I work with today, they are married, they have a family, and their personal life is getting affected because of their
Hmm.
confidence issues, because of the corporate politics, or because of the issues in corporate where they are not able to grow. And
Hmm.
that pain, when I got connected with my passion and purpose, it helped me to actually start doing this. And that motivated me to quit my job. I was in a high paying job in IT industry, right? I
Okay.
worked for about 17 years there, played
Hmm.
different roles. And then I said, now let me follow my passion and help people to transform their lives. So that incident, and then those connecting dots in terms of coming from there to the realization, and finding a mentor in life, of course, was a very important step in my life, who helped me to identify my passion and to
Hmm.
realize how I can actually follow a step by step process to go
Hmm.
ahead and then transform others lives through my passion. So
Hmm.
that's something that helped me to get to wherever I am today. And it's been 3 years I've been helping corporate professionals to transform their lives, right, and help them in terms of communication, leadership. So
Hmm.
that is the journey so far.
I would like to ask you that sometimes we feel that people who are, working at good positions in the corporate, we feel that they are already like they are kind of individuals who already have a good educational background, and they are already confident or something, but still they require help from a mentor as far as the communication skills are concerned. How far has been like your how was your experience while dealing with these people? What kind of problems do they face, and what gap is there between them and the authorities where they struggle?
See, the biggest gap I have seen is the mindset, right? That
Hmm.
a lot of people come with. And this is also something profound I learned from my mentor,
Hmm.
who in his book also mentioned that success is all about 80% mindset and 20% skill set, right?
So true.
So in corporate, a lot of people look at the skills. And
Hmm.
since I come from IT, I know people are focused on those technology skills, technical skills.
Hmm.
And any field, people just look at the core skills,
Hmm.
and they think that okay, these skills can help me to keep growing, right?
Hmm.
But after a certain level, your technical skills alone cannot help you, or your core skills alone cannot help you. You need to become a good communicator, because communication is the core of anything. Now think about it, after 5 or 6 or 10 years down the lane, every individual is going to be now like a team lead or a manager or a director, and they need to be able to communicate with their team members. They need to be
Hmm.
able to communicate with those clients to bring business. They need to communicate with other stakeholders. So if they are not able to communicate, then there will be big challenge. And if they are not able to exhibit those team management skills, leadership skills, they will go through challenge. And when people do not have that open mindset to learn, and they think only technical will take me places, that's where they get into this mid career crisis. That's where
Hmm.
they get into stagnancy in life. And then
Okay.
they realize, okay, things are not working, but they
Hmm.
don't know why it is not working. I'm
Yes.
doing everything, but I'm not growing.
Hmm.
But when they change that mindset, when they start looking from the place of I know everything to I need help,
Hmm.
I need to learn, right? When you have that learner mindset, when you have an open mindset, that is when you start investing in yourself,
Hmm.
right? Finding a mentor for yourself, understanding what to do in your life, right? And then realizing and then assessing what is happening. Why am I not growing? And many a times, right, we cannot see our own blind spots.
Hmm.
And
It's
that is where
actually
a
true.
mentor is needed in life, right? Who can
Hmm.
actually see where you are stuck, why you are stuck, and how you can go to the next level. And that is the role of a mentor, who can help you to fast track your journey, help you find that clarity, help you actually get those structured steps which can help you in your growth, both in your professional life and in personal life. So very important for people in corporate world is to change their mindset from I know everything to I need to learn, and then I need help in
Hmm.
form of a mentor or a coach who can help me to take to the next level.
Hmm. As you deal with these this corporate world a lot, I would like to ask you that do you think the like the bosses or the authorities have they understood this thing now, that yes, the team members they require some kind of mentoring into this aspect, and are they like little like polite with the team members when they feel that somebody is not able to communicate well with them?
Um, Sadly, what is happening is, since I've been in the corporate world for 17 years, sadly, they don't understand the concept of a mentor. Now,
Hmm.
it is more coming from force, right, than
Hmm.
coming from the place of encouragement and support. Now,
Hmm.
there is a concept of mentoring that a lot of people in the corporate world have included. Who is your
Hmm.
mentor? Your boss is your mentor,
Yes.
right? And then they, now the employee is going to, I recall one of the case of one of my mentee, right? He
Hmm.
was an old friend of mine who had worked with me in the corporate world.
Okay.
Amazing guy technically. He was like very hardworking. And he came to me and he said, Pata, you know what? I've been struggling to grow in my career. My growth has is stagnant. And I have been reaching to my boss and to his bosses from past about a year or more now to help me get clarity of how do I go to that next step.
Hmm.
And they have been telling me like, take this course, do this particular thing. In our company, we are coming up with certain more courses. You can enroll in that. And that is the sad state today. People have
Hmm.
not understood the concept of a mentor. Your boss can be a mentor, But then it is not like just because in a corporate there is a policy and there is a process, you brought a boss and then he is just looking at, okay, fine, you take a course and that will help, right? So
Hmm.
they need to understand and they need to be open again, because
Yes.
honestly, a lot of bosses themselves, they don't have clarity. The case study which I spoke about, these bosses did not have clarity. How will they grow in their career? So how could they give clarity to this person, right?
Hmm.
So that's where the concept of mentoring is also very misunderstood there. The concept of self development is also misunderstood there, because a lot of people think whatever corporate world the bosses or the HRs are offering them as courses, that is something that will help them grow, but that
Actually,
is
this is
not
very
in
valid
line.
point which you are
Huh.
mentioning. Story. Sorry, I'm cutting you off over here because I also feel that sometimes these bosses and these authorities, they themselves are in some kind of mid-career crisis, as you were
Crisis.
mentioning. So they try to become like kind of perfectionists, or I'm like this. According to my opinion, this should be done in this particular way or something. This is how they create a kind of chaos in the whole system, I feel, and the team members, they get confused down the line. What do you
Yeah.
feel about it?
Um, Sadly, this is the truth in
Hmm.
most of the cases. Yes, of course,
Hmm.
there are good leaders who have
Yes.
clarity, who guide people on the right path, but there are many who are stuck more because they are used to work in a certain way, right?
Hmm.
If there is a corporate training that is happening, they just enroll in that, right? They want
Hmm.
everything from their own bosses, from
Yeah.
the HR, from the company, because they believe company is responsible for their growth.
Hmm.
But the message to all those people who think company is responsible for their growth, it is not.
Hmm.
Right? You are responsible for your growth.
Hmm.
Every individual is responsible for their growth. And that is when you change that mindset and then you shift that mindset. That is when you start investing in yourself, not waiting for what is the corporate, what is my manager or my HR giving me in form of training, right?
Hmm.
And not looking at that and what is required for me, what is my vision, right? Where do I
Hmm.
want to get, whether I want to become a people's manager, a project manager, a product manager, or a technical manager, and what are the courses or what are the things that I need to learn, how do I upskill myself? So that's
Hmm.
where you need to look at it, rather than some courses coming to you, you are investing your time there just because it is free, right? You are
Hmm.
investing your time, efforts, and all of it, but what you are losing, not many are understanding this, you are losing precious thing in your life, which is time, which will never come back,
Hmm. Absolutely.
right?
It's actually very, very true. So, as we were discussing before this podcast, that the place where I belong to, like, it's a small town, okay, in a rural setup, quite rural. So, the people over here, or like the young boys and girls who reside over here, like, they feel that because they are in this kind of geographical location, so like somewhere they are lagging behind the people who are in the metros, or like a place like yours, like say Bangalore. Like from since like from the schooling, the children, they develop those communication skills, but here this is a problem actually, as in our country actually the spoken English part is emphasized on. So they feel that spoken English and communication skill enhancement, like they take it into that context. So, what piece of advice from your own personal experiences can you give them, that how can they improve their communication while living in these small towns?
Yeah. So, first thing I want to tell is when we look at, okay, small towns and places like this, right? We need to understand this, that great places don't make great people. Great
True.
people make great places, right? They make
Absolutely.
places great. So if you see from the examples of from the history also, if you look at Baba Sahib Ambedkar,
Hmm.
right, he did not come from a very great place, right, but he became a big example. Today
Hmm.
he is one of the is like, if you see any scholar, right, somebody who wrote the constitution, right, and
Yes.
India's constitution is the best constitution that you can ever read if you read across the all the constitutions throughout the world. So he did not come from the best place, but
Hmm.
it is all about your mindset, your attitude. If you have that winner's attitude, right, irrespective of your place, irrespective of what it is, because it is never about how, right, it is always about why.
Hmm.
And Rupinder, one best thing I have seen is when I have shared stages with multiple IS officers, IPS officers, and different esteemed people on the
Mhm.
stages when I go to the schools and colleges is
Yes.
all these people, most of these people come from these kind of small towns.
Hmm.
You know why they make it big? Because of their why. They have a strong reason to win and become successful, because they want to serve their own places. They want to become those IAS, IPS officers, because they want to serve their villages. They want to do certain things big. So their reason is strong, right?
Hmm.
Why they want to grow. Whereas somebody who has a very comfortable living, you said, Fatah, you come from Bangalore. Somebody who is from a city who has seen very good things in life, they don't have a strong reason why they want to excel or win. But
Hmm.
this pain or this why is something that is the biggest asset people from the small towns have.
Hmm.
Because if you can give pain direction to your pain, then this can take you places. Nobody can stop you to become the next Ambedkar or the next Einstein or the next anything, the big successful person, because you have that strong reason, and then you have that zeal and the drive, which today many people lack. And to
Hmm.
excel in life, you need that drive. You need to be having that strong reason. And if you have a strong reason, all these are skills. Communication is a skill. For a
Yes.
long time, I thought I can never become a great communicator. Until the point I realized communication is just like a skill, like any other skill, right? Just like any coding or programming or any skill. Communication is a skill. If you
Hmm.
practice, if you are persistent about it, and if you keep doing that, you will, of course, master that skill one day. And that is how it is. Any skill can be mastered, but it's very important for us to have the drive. And I see a stronger reason for, and I see a very positive side of things for all those people from the small towns to win more in life than any others.
Absolutely. Actually, like whatever you have said, that you need to give direction to your pains. That's something I really appreciate about your talk. That really somebody needs to like shake the generation and like keep on telling them this thing, that actually they need to give that direction to their pain. Usually, we get stuck up with in that pain only, that now
Yeah.
the world has come to an end for us, or like we become very depressed. But this is a very valid point, that we need to give direction to that pain if we want to survive. It's so
Yeah.
true. And before we wind up today's talk, I want to ask you that what piece of advice like would you give to those youngsters who are like about to start their careers, like from your observation of meeting different people who have started their jobs, or those who are into some mid career, or those who are like absolutely having a lot of experience. So what is your like piece of advice for anybody who's just on the verge of starting and they really want to make a mark in the world?
Okay. So for them, the advice I have is in three pieces. I would break this into. Number one, attitude. Right. If you have to win in life, you have to have that great attitude, right? Because if you have a positive attitude of seeing things, like as I said, give direction to your pain. This is the positive way of looking at it. So if you
Hmm.
have great attitude, right, then you will keep doing things irrespective of whether people make fun of you or anything, and you will become non-stop. So attitude is very important, so build that great attitude. Number two is guru. Find a guru in a form of mentor, coach, or teacher, whoever you are looking up to, because it's very important for everyone to have a guru in life so that they can keep growing there. And then last one is environment. I call it as my age framework. A for attitude, G for guru, and E for environment. Because as it's said, the popular proverb, you are the average of five people around you, right? So it's very important to have a very positive environment about around you, because if you are with winners, you will become a winner. If you are with authors, you will become an author. If you are with people who are great communicators, you will become a great communicator one day, right? Same likewise, if you are with people who are losers, who have wrong attitude in life, who do not want to grow in life, then someday or the other you will become like them, right? So always have a great environment around you so that you can become successful. And if you follow this age framework, AGE, attitude, guru, and environment, you can keep growing and keep becoming successful in life, irrespective of your age. Whether you are a kid or you are somebody in your old age, you will still become successful. So that's my piece of advice for people here.
Wonderful advice it is, and it is actually easy to remember it also through this acronym age. It's fantastic. I mean, this really shows that how passionate you are for this transformational journey. You have all the things ready with you, with terminologies, and of course the experiences and the stories, case studies which you have. So, as you are founder and CEO of CariPath International Academy, and you are like guiding people who are into some kind of like career crisis, or even this in the for polishing their communication skills and how to become a better communicator, how can somebody reach you? Like, what are the platforms to reach you, and like your social media handles and all that, if you can share with us.
Yeah, sure. So I can be found on all social media channels, including Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and also on YouTube. But one channel I predominantly am looking at every single day is LinkedIn, because
Hmm.
that's where like all the corporate professionals are, and I'm sharing a lot of knowledge and value there. So people can connect with me on LinkedIn, and I'll be happy to guide and coach through my content. Of course, every day, since I'm doing content, even if people can follow that content, that can help them in terms of getting that direction, clarity, and a lot of guidance they can get from there as well. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Fatah Khan, for joining me today. And believe me, like whatever advices or like the like thoughts you have shared, everything was like it actually was a proven like kind of proof, kind of a thing, and evidence that yes, the person has got experience. He has dealt with people and society, and then it's something real. It's not anything bookish. So really appreciate everything you are doing for the people who are dealing with any kind of career crisis. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you once again for bringing me here and adding value in people's life. And thank you for whatever you are doing, Roop, in terms of the things that you are doing. I'm aware of like where you are adding value in people's life, including this podcast you are doing, bringing different people. Right, wonderful job you are doing, and I would wish you all the best for whatever you are doing, so that you can get success in your mission in helping a lot of people out there. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Good evening.